Holy smokies, it ain't no joke. His XRP holders, SpaceX is finally live. The crypto market reacted. I'll show you. Plus, some good, bad, and ugly about the current situation. Now, all I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smishity smash that like button, and let's get into it. So, as you can see, XRP is currently trading at $1.13. Look how XRP went up, right? When stock market started trading, went up. And then as soon as SpaceX started trading as well, you can see exactly at 6:46 my time. So that's exactly around when it started trading, right? It started selling off into that. And we saw a bottom here for XRP and the rest of the crypto market. So the anticipation, people started selling off to buy SpaceX, it seems. And now we're post. We're post the IPO. It didn't go too bananas. Up, the initial price was 135. It popped all the way up to 176, but now at 164. But it started trading to the general public at 150. So not too much here, not too much there. No craziness yet. If we look just at the first candle, it does look a little, there is some pullback. We'll see what happens with Monday. The general stock market is up today. So the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, they're up today. Liquidity didn't pull out too much. Tesla had kind of an interesting day where it sold off right into the start of the SpaceX and then pop back up. That was interesting. And also, other stocks were up and down, but crypto market, very interesting price action here today. Please read the disclaimer. So if we look at some of the news that came out, it seems that we're getting closer and closer to a deal between Iran, USA, Israel. Pakistan Prime Minister Shahbaz announces that the final agreed upon text of a peace deal between the US and Iran has been reached. Pakistan is now working closely with both sides to finalize the next steps. Peace has never been this close, he says. And then President Trump said that the Iran terms leaked have nothing to do with the terms that are agreed on, and Iranian leaders are very dishonorable people with the deal with. With them, there is no such thing as dealing in good faith. So I don't know what's going to happen. We were just talking about this with my in-laws. We want to take a vacation, and we're like, do we order tickets, plane tickets? Do we not order plane tickets? How do we know if the companies are going to continue to fly or not? So it's a tricky situation, and we just don't know. It's every day. It's a flippity floppity here, flippity floppity there. So we'll see. Now, again, this is tactics trying to bend the arm. So my mother-in-law asked me, and she says, why is he doing this? So my answer to her was, listen, Trump can't have two things happen. He can't have inflation go bananas, so he can't have oil prices go up too much, right? And right now, oil prices came down, still at 82. This is good. That's not that high, right? It's high, but not too high. I mean, back in 2024, we were also at 80, right? And it wasn't the end of the world, okay? Yes, 100, 112, 150, that's high, but we didn't get there. Well, we got there for a very short period of time. So he can't have oil prices going up too much, and he can't have the 10-year note yields going over 4.5%. Other than that, he's like, hey, listen, okay, whatever. As long as we don't hit a recession, and as long as Kevin Warsh can start reducing interest rates without sending us into hyperinflation, then I can win my midterm elections. And then the last 2 years of my presidency, I can basically do what I want and pass the laws that I want into play. So I think that's, again, this is just my opinion. This is how I'm reading things. This is because I talk about this every single day. I read a lot of stuff about this. I am getting a feeling to how he operates. And so that's what I think is going on right now. Maybe you have different opinions than me. That's what's great about having opinions. Everybody can have their own opinion. Now, if you're interested in long-term investing in the crypto market, not what's happening here, what's happening there, our partner, iTrust Capital, will give you the opportunity to start an IRA account and look forward to your future. Think about when you're going to retire. Yes, I know it might be 30 or 40 years away, but now's the time to do so when you are young. Start investing for your future. And an IRA has lots of tax benefits, compound interest, all those things are amazing in an IRA. So check it out, understand why an IRA is good for you and why it could be so amazing with gold, silver, or crypto in your IRA. It gives you diversification, right? And that's really important when you look at long term because you don't know what's going to be good, what's going to be bad long term. So it's important to have diversification. Again, you get $100 once you sign up using my link, get that funding bonus. Link is in the description down below. If you're in the US, you can sign up right now. It supports the channel. But again, please trade responsibly, understand the risks of an IRA, and please trade responsibly. Let's continue, right? Because I told you I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So Galaxy warns Bitcoin could fall to 40 or 46,000. Galaxy Research says Bitcoin may not have bottomed yet, with only 4 of the 13 historical bottom signals triggered. In base case, sees Bitcoin finding a floor between 40 to 46 by late 2026, while deeper capitulation could send it down to 30 to 37. Now let's pause for a second. Okay, the fact that only 4 of the 13 have bottom signals have triggered, that's nice and all, but right, none of the bull or the top signals triggered. None of them. There's like 30 of them. None of those triggered. So to say because none of the bottom signals triggered that it's not the bottom, I don't think we can rely on this anymore. If you think that the market's going to drop, it could drop more, it could. But as we get closer and closer to Clarity Act, I think that the market is going to start buying the rumor, right? As we get closer and closer in the next coming weeks. We're already almost mid-June, and people are talking about 4th of July for that Clarity Act to pass. So who knows? Again, this is a possibility as well. And we've talked a lot about treasury companies and XRP treasury company that's coming out soon. But treasury companies, so far strategy has been, we're still out on that. Tom Lee's treasury company, what's it name? Bitmine hasn't done great either. Right? Bought at a lot of its assets at the highs. And AVAX treasury now out with dropping 38%. AVAX, of course, is down significantly over the past few years, as the rest of the crypto market. But it's at its lowest point in a very long time. It's at the lowest that it's been ever, I think, right? Interesting. I didn't even realize it dropped so low. So, if maybe, look at this, make sure you think about AVAX and if you think that this price is low, if you if you think it can go lower, then, that's a possibility as well. But that's interesting. And AVAX Labs, right? It's also has a company behind it, right? So interesting, AVAX right now. Japan. So that was like good, bad, good, bad, or ugly. I think that was bad, ugly. Right? Good was at the beginning, right? But also Japan could send Bitcoin lower again next week. Bank of Japan is set to raise to 1% interest rates next week, the highest level since 1995. History shows Bitcoin has fallen every BOJ hike since 2024. All of those last 4 hikes, Bitcoin dropped roughly 20 to 30%. Ay caramba, right? So that could coincide with what Galaxy is saying here. So do we have a situation where maybe Bitcoin drops here around 30, right? That would be a lot more than 20%. Let's say 30% brings us to 42, right? So they were talking about 40 to 46. That would bring us exactly to that range. And then maybe we get closer to Clarity Act. So maybe that happens next week. We get Clarity Act, and then the market bounces off of that. Again, this is just a possibility. I try to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. Be ready for all the scenarios, right? We talk about this. At the end of the day, some people are going to be right, some people are going to be wrong. I have some successful trades, and I have some terrible trades, right? That's just how it is. You try to minimize the terrible trades, but sometimes the terrible trades turn into successful trades. So you have to decide how much risk you can take, what's your profit ratio, and things like that, and then you can understand a little bit more. I'm trying to build something. Hopefully, in the next few months, I'm going to be working on it. To put all of these stuff, all of my learnings and all of my experience into something more concrete. Because in videos, many times it just comes out of my head, on the fly. But I want to make something a little bit more structured. So watch out for it in the next few months. Yeah. Ripple and Bitso are expanding their long-standing payment partnership. Bitso regulated MXN, so Mexican backed stablecoin, will be issued on ARX, XRPL, and integrated into Ripple payments on DEX infrastructure, supporting enterprise stablecoin settlements across Latin America. Together, RLUSD and MXNB bring regulated USD to MXN liquidity to XRPL's permission DEX, helping enable real-world enterprise payment flows. So again, this is another possibility. We learned that RLUSD is already a top 5 stablecoin, and it continues to branch out into sub stablecoins for specific country fiats. So very interesting to see how many more of these we're going to get going forward, right? Very, very interesting times ahead. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Where are we going from here? Is the market going to brush off this whole SpaceX situation and release a little bit, or will the Japan situation crash the market next week? Will we finally get a deal or no deal, right? Will that be good for the market? Let me know in the comment section. What do you think? And don't forget to check out I Trust Capital. Link is in the description down below. Get that juicy $100 funding bonus. I will get a commission. It is an affiliate link, so thank you for that. It helps support the channel. It helps us keep the lights on, right? So thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.